Is that what it's called? I thought it was. Hold on a minute. A little bit confused here. Hold on. Ah, I see. I get it. Okay, sorry about that. Chewbacca, which is written with C-H-O-O and then Baka. Very similar to like the Japanese Baka, except 2 Ks. Yeah, we had them with SCP-241A, which was the Egyptian, like the pharaohs who had to like drown somebody that they dearly cared for and loved to basically stay alive and ruling. Like it's like they reset the youth or like the age basically. Very very tragic and very fucked up because like a lot like there was like one that kept like going on like for 3 generations. Like they should have died like three generations ago, but they just kept on doing it. I believe it did say that they were sad about it, but because of course at the end you actually have to care for that person to reset your time further and further back. So that one is a really I will say that's a really good SCP as well. Now we have. Oh wait, hold on! I'm so stupid. I read. Okay, I need to keep in mind that the previous SCP I gave the wrong title. The previous SCP was the man from Tower Red. Now we have this one time I saw God on Shrooms. That makes a lot. Yeah, I just now realized that. Okay, gotta make sure to put that in the edit for when it comes out. That I accidentally read the wrong title for the previous SCP. I didn't realize because I was looking, because you know how here you can see the SCPs I checked are darker than the SCPs I haven't read yet. Believe because the one time I saw God on Shrooms, I'm pretty sure in the previous SCP last week we did click on this, or something led to this one. And this one was like darkened out, so I naturally skipped this because I keep track by reading which one ever is the last one that's darkened. But yeah, so yeah, makes sense. I need to just remember tomorrow to add a little disclaimer like, hey, this one's called the man from Tower Red, not the Tower I read before. Special containment procedures. Well, first of all, level 2257 clear classified Euclid. Special containment procedures. Samples of the spores and fruiting bodies of SCP-2517 are stored in Biosite 66 cryogenic storage facility. Human testing of SCP-2517 requires the approval of Site 66 Site Director and Ethics Committee liaison and must occur off-site. Individuals found in possession of SCP-2517 are to be detained and interrogated. Those who have used SCP-2517 habitually for a period of more than 4 months or who have used SCP-2517 for religious or mystical purposes are to be treated with Class C amnestics prior to release. Any samples of the fruiting bodies, spores, or mycelia of SCP-2517 found outside Foundation containment are to be incinerated. Description: SCP-2517 is an anomalous species of psychedelic mushroom in the genus psilocybe. In addition to psilocybin and psilocin, produced at slightly higher concentration than related species. The fruiting bodies of SCP-2517 contain the psychedelic compounds 5-MeO, DMT, LSA, and mescaline as a result. The effects of SCP-2517 are longer lasting and more intense than other psychedelic mushrooms. Do not tell all the shroomers out there. They're like, what? SCP-2517 fruiting bodies are typically 4 to 6 centimeters in height, with round caps between 2 and 3 centimeters in diameter. It can be distinguished from related species by the dark blue coloration of its cap and stem. Users of SCP-2517 uniformly report visual hallucinations of geometric figures and patterns with five-fold rotational symmetry, particularly surrounding faces, heads, and written text. Other common effects include visual and tactile hallucinations of worms or maggots on floors and walls, doubling of facial features, especially ears and eyes of others, and visual hallucination of blue translucent trees. So others would note similar to face morphing hallucinations associated with LSD, and the translucent trees strongly correlate with use in larger urban centers. These hallucinations are frequently described as pre-existing features of the world revealed by the drug effects rather than created by them. When taken habitually over at least 4 months, well, that's a long time of taking shrooms, SCP-2517's anomalous effect manifests. Okay. So habitually just means like enough to that feels like a habit or a routine, right? So it doesn't have to be like every day, but it could be like, oh, what if you take twice every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Users experience symptoms of hallucinogen persisting perception disorder or HPPD. The geometric hallucinations continue after the other effects of SCP-2517 have ceased and become more pronounced with continued use. HPPD has a disorder characterized by the continual presence of visual disturbances in the form of visual snow, usually associated with the use of hallucinogenic drugs. Users also become significantly more resistant to mimetic effects and have significantly enhanced short and long-term memory. Mimetic resistance and enhanced memory increase as its habitual use of SCP-2517 continues. After approximately 6 months, habitual users of SCP-2517 will begin to fabricate memories of non-existent people, usually friends, relatives, or colleagues. User claims that these individuals existed at one point but were erased from reality by a malevolent force. Some claim that this force wishes to erase them, but is prevented from doing so by the continued use of SCP-2517. Oh, I wonder now if they stop using it, if that actually happens. Because that sometimes is the case, isn't it? Users at this stage will cut ties with family and friends, or attempt to convince them. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Erase them as in like the other friends. Gotcha. Again, makes me wonder if they do stop, does it happen? With family and friends, or attempt to convince them to begin regular use of SCP-2517 in an attempt to protect them from this force. After approximately 20 months, habitual users' social circles will consist entirely of other SCP-2517 users. These individuals have cut ties to all friends and family who do not also use SCP-2517, although they almost universally claim that most of their acquaintances have been erased from reality. Falsified memories of individuals at this stage will frequently be very broad and relatively internally consistent, and users will frequently claim to share memories of the same acquaintances. Okay. So it sounds like the acquaintances themselves are pretty much fine. Like they don't. It's just that the memories of the acquaintances on the users are definitely very much screwed. At every stage of habitual use, the effects of SCP-2517 can be reversed with Class C amnestic treatment. There have been no recorded cases of an individual ceasing SCP-2517 use without the aid of amnestics. Okay, so you have to like give them amnestics so they actually stop. And then one historical context: use of SCP-2517 was associated in the Hellenistic and Roman world with a religious sect known as the Mysteries of the Five Named God, or the Cult of Fifth Star. Well, the Fifthiest, huh? Well, is there any? I wonder if that's like translatable. Oops, let's try again. Sorry. Translate. Mysteries of the Five Named God. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's just that, but it's just in. Gotcha. Is it a Hellenistic language or Roman? Ancient, I think it looks like Hellenistic. Oh, the Cult of the Fifth Star, which are also called Okay, so this is definitely Hellenistic. This is Roman. The cult of the fifth star, yeah, which we know is yep, we know them. The 50th was a mystery cult with a ritual practice and dogma kept secret from those not initiated. Information on the cult's belief and practices mainly come from the 3rd century Christian apologist Constantius of Syracuse in his essay De Cultis Occultis. I love that. De Cultis Occultis on secret cults. Constantius. That should be a name of like a very very like a part a cult like like almost like a horror podcast that talks about like lesser known stuff, very lesser known like cults, cryptids, tales and all that stuff. The cultists or cultists, that come on, just talking about the occult basically. I think that would be cool. I think that would be somebody out there. Yeah, go ahead. The idea is yours. Constantius claims that the cult worshipped a god, which let's see if it is who I think it is. Nope, that's not who I think it is. Who was omniscient and omnipresent, and who could be seen through the use of SCP-2517, which he refers to only as a certain mushroom. As members attained high degrees of initiation, they were allowed to take larger doses of SCP-2517 as a sacrament in the cult's weekly rituals. Constantius mentions the falsified memories associated with heavy SCP-2517 use and claims that the cult doctrine saw the erasure of these fictional persons as a positive. He compares this belief to the Christian concept of judgment and the afterlife, saying that the members of the cult believed that their friend had been judged by the god on earth rather than in heaven. And having been found wanting, they were not sent to hell but were removed from the world entirely, the only remnant being the memory in the minds of the faithful as a warning from their god. The cult of the fifth star was banned along with other pagan religious practices by decree of the Roman Emperor Theodosius I in 389 CE. Many of its beliefs and practices were adopted by the Mycoparastatae, the ones who offer mushrooms. Agnostic Christian sect who replaces the bread of the Eucharist with SCP-2517. The bread. Here you go, have a little bite. Okay, fine. The doctrine of the Mycoparastatae. Wait, Mycoparastatae. Yeah. Held that God had 5 distinct aspects: the gnome, or the gnome, or mind, Apha, formless and omniscient masculine force of good from which all knowledge emanates, the soma or body, a mindless and omnipotent feminine source equivalent and opposed to the mind from which all matter emanates, Sophia or wisdom, the feminine counterpart to the mind and conduit through which pure knowledge is passed to the humans, the demiurge Yaldabaoth, the masculine counterpart to the body who created the material world and forced human souls into physical bodies, and the psyche or soul, the omnipresent genderless force, which also has a same thing. Okay, it's the same thing that connects the mind and body, in which incarnates on earth in the form of prophets or archons, the greatest of which was Jesus of Nazareth. Okay, and we have 3 footnotes here. The Mycoparastatae recorded in the Ecpyrotic Gospels, a series of accounts of the life and teaching of Jesus. These were written in the 5th century by Saint Archon Horatius Megatyphro, a Greco-Armenian monk and scholar living in the Kingdom of Georgia. Then we have Past to Humans by Sophia, or Wisdom, yeah. Associated with SCP-2517, referred to in the Ecpyrotic Gospels as the Sophomix, the Wisdom Mushroom. And then we have Mind and Body. Equated with the persistent geometric hallucination caused by heavy use of SCP-2517. Persecution of the Mycoparastatae in the Byzantine Empire and the kingdoms of Georgia and Armenia on the grounds of heresy occurred throughout the Middle Ages, and by the 11th century, the sect survived only in small villages in Anatolia and the Caucasus. Use of SCP-2517 for religious purposes continued in these isolated pockets until the early 20th century. Almost all the remaining members of the sect were killed by the Ottoman government as a part of the Armenian genocide. The survivors are believed to have emigrated to the United States, joining Armenian diaspora communities in Ventura County, CA, and Union County, GA. Oh, 1982. 1982. Yeah, the church that had to do fucking radio calls, and the foundation like literally stopped anybody from entering that church. The extent to which these individuals continue to religious practice and use of SCP-2517 after immigrating is unknown. Well, of course, it's the 50th, those guys, they call it the Fifth Star. They bamboozle me every single time I see them. The fact that they took shrooms and was like, we see God. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, that's a lot of people do that. Well, of course, the fact that like it also makes you feel like your family just ceased to exist. That's, oof. Nope. No, thank you. Please leave my family out of this. They don't deserve any of your shenanigans. Oh my god.